What up, though? We back. Got a late show today. Really, because today was actually my mom's birthday. It's like midnight, 12:15 out here in the East Coast. And as we wait for people to go ahead and climb up in here, man, that's the one thing that I somewhat want to talk about. Like prioritizing the things that you need to prioritize in your life. Because I've been on the grind doing music or things related to music for like 18 years now. And I have gone hard. And I've gone so hard that I've like neglected certain things of my life, certain things that I've actually wanted to do in life. I neglected all of that so that I can solely focus on me being successful in the music industry, one way or the other. And as I think back on it, I wouldn't do it another way. By doing it this way, it's helped me grow as a man, helped me understand the things that I want to do, understand myself all the more. But yet I do realize there are certain things that you should be there for, certain things that you should not like pass up on because the grind is endless. As I said, I've been doing it for 8 years, 18 years, man. And every time I take a step forward, sometimes I take some steps back, or I realize that that one step forward, I need like another million of them. So when it comes to things like being in the life of my nephews or helping out my mom's whenever she needs to be helped out, when it comes to doing things that a man should be doing, like I those are things that I need to prioritize a little harder, a little more than what I do for the music. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm going to be grinding with videos, grinding, listening to music, grinding all the time, no matter what. But yet, I still always need to reserve the proper amount of time to actually do things for the family, to actually do things for myself and live some kind of life. Like I enjoy listening. Music has been my life for all this time, man. And the more I do these events and deal with people outside of music, the more I realize, I could have a life too. So therefore, that's one of the key things that I feel as though I do need to do, and that's why I'm some. What up, Cedric? What's good, brother? But I'm just trying to prioritize life to go along with music, to go along with doing things that I want to do. As you'll come to realize, like if young people watching this, man, there's so much more that goes on than what you want to do. So you gotta make time to be around in the lives of people that you need to trust, that you need around, that's going to help you in the future, that's going to help you do certain things. And grinding nonstop like a machine, it helps because we got a very long way to being successful at anything in life, but still you need to have some kind of life. And that's pretty much all I wanted to touch on with that one right there, dude. As today we really just going to talk about a bunch of things. Droger Wave. Yes, I do believe that the Droger Waves is worth checking out, man. The album is actually pretty cool. Like I believe there's a solid 6 songs that I felt interesting. 6 out of 24 songs though. And Lupe is doing some little things too. Like he made a whole song in Spanish. And I'm like, I don't speak Spanish, dog. Light was trash. I can agree with that. As time has gone past, I haven't really gone back and listened to that Drogas Light. So from what I recall, it wasn't that strong of a project. But Droga's Wave is definitely worth peeping. It's just, I was going to review that like the day that it came out, but then I realized, bruh, I get a lot of copyright strikes dealing with Lupe, dude. Like Lupe is one of them dudes that's so passionate about his work that if something don't go the way that he feels though it should go, he's gonna go the extra mile to try to save it. Even though reviews and blog work and all of that stuff, it does help the notoriety of the individual projects. But yet he don't be trying to hear that. Honestly, when songs from him leak, I get the copyright notices and the takedown notices almost immediately. And it may not be specifically Lupe, but whoever it is that he deals with, they don't even watch the videos to see if it's a review or if somebody is playing the music. So I figured like this go round, man, I'm cool on Lupe reviews. Maybe I'll review the Lupe review. Maybe I'll make a Lupe review for tomorrow, but I know for a fact Thursday, if the Code of Five actually does come out at midnight, that's probably going to be the review. So if it's not Wednesday, then it may not be until next week. Not entirely sure. But the Drogas Wave, I'll give it the stamp to go ahead and peep that joint on out. It's not as phenomenal as some of these people out here is trying to say that it is. It's technically like, because I saw the review for it in what was it, Hip Hop DX or no, it was one of them hip hop sites. And they said that it was technically solid, but yet it's still like lacking in focus. And that was like the main headline of the review. And honestly, I haven't broken it down to the point where I could gather the understanding of the actual whole album concept. Because Lupe, he always has one. It's just people are being too lazy to read into him. You feel me? What's up, Jarvis? Yeah, Hip Hop DX is trash, but they do cover some news stories that don't get picked up in a bunch of other places. Like the music that get put on there, you can find that hip hop. You can find the music that get put on there everywhere else. But yeah, some of the news stories that they do, it's worthwhile checking out the website. Didn't care for Tetsuya and Youth, but people like that one. I mean, man, the more I look back at the Lupe albums, man, not much of it has actually made my playlist in anything. Uh I can't really like I liked the Cool. I liked uh what's the other name of the album? The more recent ones, I can't even remember the name of the album, but he's had some decent stuff, but there's a reason why Lupe isn't to the 4 month to the four isn't like out here heavy in the game no more. And it could be one, the labels gave up on him and he's doing it himself and he doesn't have much promotion to go along with it. But yet I don't think Food and Liquor was fighting. Yes, Jarvis. That was an awesome album, but that was his first album. I'm talking more of the more recent ones. But Lupe just he's a legend that's past his prime. And it's sad to see when some of your favorite rappers, they're not dishing out the quality music like they used to. Like Jay-Z, one of my favorite rappers of all time. I can openly, honestly admit that his last bunch of projects have been pretty bad, including the one with Beyonce, including the one where he went political. Like Jay just ain't got it no more because I mean, how long do you expect someone to be in the game to actually have something to say and actually have quality music consistently? You feel me? Like, what is the shelf life of a rapper? And we're not talking in the music industry, because the music industry, they'll get rid of you after the first album if it doesn't sell the numbers that they want, or they'll just keep you around and not promote you. But literally, when it comes to creating quality music that you like, what is the shelf life? Like, how long do these rappers actually last for you before you lose interest in their music, or they just don't deliver quality music enough? Is Kanye done to me? Yes. Because, I mean, Kanye is just as done for me as Eminem is done for me. Even though Eminem came out with this album where he's randomly dissing everybody, and it was a step forward for him, but yet he hasn't provided quality music like he used to before in the past. And Kanye, man, he Kanye goes for the whole shock value and changing his style consistently in order to keep people entertained, which that's cool. I like that. Like, he's definitely focused in and changing and being revolutionary when it comes to music, but his music's been trash. Yeezus was garbage. And now we're getting Yeezus 2 or Yandi. And that's going to be awful. I can already just feel that it's going to be awful. Uh when was the last dope Kanye album, dude? Dark Twisted Fantasy? G-Rap still makes dope stuff. And the new album with 38 Special is crazy. What up, Doobie? I respect that. I mean, some artists, I guess, you can ride or die with. Like, my favorite artist for a very long time was AZ from New York, in which, like, even when he went past his longevity, like, see, because what made him my favorite artist is when he wasn't getting the notoriety in the music industry no more, when people wasn't pushing him, when the labels wasn't pushing him, he was still delivering top-notch quality music, even though it went completely under the radar for like, it was like 3, 4 albums that was fire. But then, like, I could tell that he started to go, like, the quality of music began to fade. And even though he's been working on this Do or Die album for a very Do or Die 2 for a very long time, I have very low hopes for it if it ever does come. T.I. was my favorite, and I hope he do some different stuff on the new. Yeah, I saw that he's about to drop the new album. And did you see that he got Dave Chappelle playing the voice in his head? Like, and that's maybe one of the main reasons why I'll go ahead and watch it. But I mean, this whole concept of people going past the 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 quality music that they can do, that's kind of going along with Dave Chappelle too. You feel me? Because I mean, these specials that Dave Chappelle came out with, they was funny. I did enjoy them. I'll still watch them because some of them jokes that he was hitting on all four, some of them hit hard. But yet, Dave ain't the Dave he used to be with the Chappelle show, with Killing Them Softly. He'll never be able to create something as funny and as well written as those. But yet, he's still gonna be good though. But what up, Tyrus? The Young Dolph album, the Rock Marciano, and the Kanye. I mean, I said Kanye. The Conway albums. I I'm not sure if I'll ever get to any of those. To keep it 100 with you, because I'm already behind on Lupe. I may review Lupe tomorrow, and then after that, it's going to be the Carter. And then after that, I'm not even entirely sure if I'm gonna be able to review something on Friday because I got a pretty stacked weekend of events that I gotta do. And then after that, the weekends, uh, yeah, I'm probably not gonna do anything on the weekend. Monday, I'll probably have a whole line of new stuff that I already got to review. Like, it's very easy to behind when you're doing videos every day and you realize there's a lot of good music and known artists and all of that dropping every single day. So I can't guarantee that I'll touch on any of that stuff. Ah, that bad Bobby 15. Like when I saw that popped up, I'm like, dear God, am I going to torture myself? Like that's really how I feel. I feel as though like I've been grabbed up by a terrorist and I have to sit down and get waterboarded if I gotta listen to that project, dude. And I when I saw it, I had other things that I had to listen to as well. And I just said, you know what? I just don't like her enough. And I don't, because here's the thing about her. She's terrible and all that, but you can't deny that terrible artists in this music industry have just clearly just taken clear off. Feel me? Brockhampton, I've been seeing that project all over the place. And I wanted to give it a chance. I really did. But maybe just, I'll probably never make a review for it, but I probably will try to sit down and listen to it just randomly. Uh, but let's go ahead and talk about some of these things that's been happening in the news. You feel me? Like, did you guys see that Eminem ad that he dropped for the album as it set all kinds of records and all that? And M decided to throw it and rub it in the faces of all the critics that gave him bad reviews and stuff for it. Like, who all did he listed in the actual advertisement what they were saying, and it was for the Hollywood Reporter, Pitchfork, Rolling Stones, Billboard Magazine, Stereo Gum, Noisy, and the Vulture. Like I didn't know that he had that many bad reviews for this project. Well, it was better than the last bunch. Like we're not gonna get another great album. Oh yeah, that ad was real. He definitely put that out there, bro. And I respect it. I mean, it's in the it makes sense in the context of the whole album. Like the concept of the album was okay, I'm the kamikaze because I need these outlets in order to promote my brands. So by me setting fire to these outlets, I'm all but setting fire to me. So therefore, I'm killing myself in order to win here. So with that basic concept of the album, it makes more sense to go ahead and rub it in their faces when the album is a success, at least commercially, as the units sold, and I mean not units equivalent sold, which is the amounts of streams. Like if you get 1,500 streams, I do believe that equates to one album, and these streams are going these streams are going so that he's getting a whole bunch of album sales that the album almost went like legitimate gold. Well, stream digital age gold, 500,000 within the first week. So, with all that being said, yeah, it makes a lot of sense that he would rub it in their faces and make an ad about it and put it out there because that's one thing that Eminem and his marketing team, like whenever they drop albums and stuff, there's usually a concept around everything, and they stick to that concept like before they release the album, after they release the album, for the shows, all of that stuff. And that's promotional genius, especially when it works. I mean, even though it didn't work with Revival, like the album where he's going super, what's it called? Super political. Like they still stuck to the whole promotional plan the whole way. Like before the album came out, he did the whole diss to Donald Trump and drew the line in the sand, then made the album, and then he kept pushing that all the way through. Like these guys are very tactical when it comes to this stuff, man. Like you don't get to the level in which Aftermath, Interscope, and all of that have reached, and you don't have a strategic plan, and everything you do makes sense in the grand scheme of that plan to push that album to get the maximum amount of sales. And speaking of, and that may be one of the more reasons why I felt as though Revival didn't quite work with everybody. What up, Sean? What's good, bro? Because, it's the tactical, the strategic. Everything about that album was strategic, including the diss towards Donald Trump and political. But yet, these are things that people take very serious. You feel me? Like, you are trying to capitalize off of these movements, as Joe Button was saying, but yet it's all in the aspect of making money. You're not really there for the actual movement of making things better. You feel me? And that's one of the reasons why I feel that whole strategic marketing plan didn't work. Guess we'll never get that Aftermath debut from John Connor and that Pack album. That Pack album is dropping though. So did John Connor get dropped from Aftermath? I didn't see that if he did, but it's been a while, and Dr. Dre is good for okay. I'm gonna keep you on the shelf for as long as my album is coming out, which Dr. Dre. Okay, good, 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 good. There's still hope. Like Dr. Dre is just a perfectionist, man, and like with this being John Connor's first album, like he has to go like hard. You feel me? Man, that Bazaar song was trash. Bazaar's been trash his entire career. He really needs to start becoming a garbage man on the real. Like how Joe Button said, like Bazaar's not looking that good. He damn sure didn't look that good in that video. Like Bazaar has by far been one of my least favorite rappers ever. And that goes along with Soldier Boy, uh, D4L. Oh, he's right there with them. And it kills me when people try to big him up or big up D12 like they actually did something. Like, like these dudes, and I mean, they never could be anything because of Eminem shining so bright. You can't be close to the sun and thinking that you're going to burn. Like you're going to shine just as hard as him. Like it wasn't going to happen. But yet, on top of that, they didn't have skills, bruh. Like, tell me how Bizarre is on beat. Tell me how this crazy nonsense that he constantly spews is even considered quality. Like M spits some crazy stuff, but yet it's in a greater sense of a punchline that it makes sense. Like it's actually quality. Bizarre just talks random crazy shit. Oh, facts. Like Silk the Shocker was horrible too. And I actually liked Silk the Shocker when I was back in high school when I really didn't understand music like that. Like I actually thought Silk the Shocker was doing the thing, man. Like I would argue for Silk the Shocker back in 2000, 99, 2000. Ah, but then I realized, he just can't rap on the beat. It ain't my fault. Oh, No Limit was so bad outside of Mystical, bruh. But like, but we needed them though. Like they made great hooks and great songs for the commercial industry, and they made the money and they shined the light. I agree. Mac was dope. I remember when my brother bought Mia X's album. I'm like, who? Mia X? Like Mia X was actually kind of cool too, but yet she didn't get the love. But nobody got that much love in in No Limit because all they did was put the they had a lineup of the albums in of the album covers in the album cover that you listening to, and that's how you know who was coming up next. Like there wasn't like a great marketing plan for anybody, but they all sold and they all did pretty decent. Like you can't deny No Limit's place in history. They were they were one of the best to do it profit wise, but musically a lot of them was pretty bad, man. Master P was a great businessman. Yep, yep. I haven't watched that Mayans MC yet, Cedric. Man, I've been catching up actually. Like I had to catch up on Get Shorty. Do anybody watch Get Shorty in here? Like it's on season 2, episode 8. Get Shorty is one of the best TV shows on TV right now. Point blank, period. Like, bruh. If you ever watched Get Shorty the movie from way back when, or and then they switched it up to Be Cool. I know everybody saw Be Cool with Andre 3000 up in there. Like, don't give me no gun. You know what I'm gonna do with it. Andre was the best. You ain't seen Be Cool? Ah, I'm watching more YouTube than TV these days. I feel you. Like the only way that I watch TV is I watch these on websites. You feel me? Like I don't have the timing to be able to sit down and watch anything on TV. I'm living in my own world right now. Or I'll DVR something. Like I just DVR'd Manifest and whatever. But Mayans is confusing. Story is so much fast. For real, they fucking up the Mayans, bruh. How do you fuck up the Mayans, man? Ah, that just hurt me, man. Like because Sons was my like, even though like later on in the seasons, like it became redundant, and all the car chases and bike chases all came being the same. They didn't have much going on, especially the season when they went to Ireland. Like that was pretty bad of a season. But yet the show was good though. Like they focused heavily on the people and they developed it the way it needed to be developed. But if they ain't taking that approach with the Mayans, I don't I'm I'm gonna give it 5 episodes when I get the chance. It's a different feel for sure. I think you'll like it in what island part? Uh Island Park. Oh, Ireland. When they went to Ireland. Like they went out there to see the connections that they had or whatever. In season, I think that was like season 3 or something like that. Like that season was pretty bad. You don't pay no cable. Oh, that was season 2. Indeed. Like I just fully caught up on Get Shorty. Like the next episode is on Sunday or something. So until then, I'm catching up on Better Call Saul. Do anybody watch Better Call Saul? Like Better Call Saul was is a great spinoff of uh, Breaking Bad, where they're focusing in on the crooked lawyer. See, it's all like because it's just as boring as as it's just as boring as Breaking Bad was boring. But yet, once you get captured by the characters, like and how far these characters will go, then it becomes entertaining. And Better Call Saul is the next one that I'm going. Like I like the like this is almost on the third season now. I think it's like episode 7 of the third season, and the first 2 seasons was pretty deep. Yeah, his brother was just a straight up hater who hated him the entire way, that forced him, that wouldn't allow him to do anything, man. Like, I like that because I mean, how far must you be as a person for your brother to hate on you that badly? And how they express that in every episode. And it shows you the foundation of how he became the crooked lawyer of Breaking Bad. Like, I felt as though I really enjoyed that storyline. Even though it was a bit boring, not taking that away from anybody who's going to say that. But yeah. Uh, did I? I thought I did review that Everybody Dies. Maybe, maybe I didn't. Like I reviewed a bunch of the Logic joints, and I know I listened to it, but I guess I never got around to making a video. Ah, you Sopranos. Like now that you watching the Sopranos on season 4 and such, you realize how many people was in that show that blew up that you would know from a whole bunch of other stuff. Like they got their start in the Sopranos. Like that show was crazy in the grand scheme of a lot of things. But the more you go back and watch it, the more you realize that they was like way far ahead of their time. Like I Sopranos was cool for me. It wasn't the best. Like everybody say that is like the greatest TV show ever. I feel as though that's The Wire. The Wire easily the best TV show to ever come out that I still watch to this day. Like if it just randomly comes on or something, I'll sit up and I'll watch a whole episode of The Wire. It doesn't matter what season. Like I don't know if it's debatable, man. The Wire was like that. It didn't get the it didn't get the massive following, but The Wire was great. Oh, Bone Notice was fire. Bone Notice was fire, and you I like shows like Bone Notice that actually teach you stuff. Like like one episode of Bone Notice that I saw, like he was trying to go into a spot and all of these and like there was like people in the back with guns or whatever and he needed to make sure that they stayed in that back office, so he just took some super glue and put it on the edges of the door and they couldn't bust that door down because the super glue was too tough. I'm like, if ever I need to do something like that, I'm glad I've seen it. Like it's stuff like that that really intrigues me, you feel me? Psych was funny. Psych was good. I like Psych. It's not for everybody because it's like these two dudes are just being stupid, but yet it's like buddy like friendship show. But speaking of shows, and this is something that I did want to talk about. Did you guys see that Dr. Dre had like a semi biopic that he was going to do for Apple? It was going to be like 6 episodes or something, and it was going to star Omar from The Wire. But yet Apple, of all people that he actually works for, that he got deals with in place with them, they said, nah, we're not gonna make this show because of the cocaine usage that's in the pilot, because of the orgy sex that was allegedly happening in this show, and the guns and all of that stuff. Yeah, it was gonna be called I wrote it down. It's gonna be called Vital Signs. Like it was gonna be a semi biopic. Like it would be somewhat, it would be loosely based on Dr. Dre's life, but yet they're gonna take it and take creative differences with it and see if they can just make it into something better. Much like how they do in Snowfall. You feel me? Like Snowfall is the life and times of Rick Ross, Freeway Rick Ross. Like, and you know this because who else took crack cocaine and made it like United States bound and was the greatest to ever do. But yet, the storyline that they're presenting is not the storyline that happened in Freeway Rick Ross' life. Like they took the basic concept of everything that happened in his life, they took it and they spun it. And that's exactly how that's exactly how they tried to do with the Dr. Dre biopic, semi-biopic. And hopefully Dr. Dre will go ahead and say, all right, Apple, that's cool. You guys are trying to be the family-friendly streaming service with original content. Let me take this to Netflix because we need to see this. I need to see this. I'll watch that on Netflix all day as soon as it comes out. In which it was going to be like 6 episodes. Michael K. Williams, which I don't know if Michael K. Williams is like actually supposed to play Dr. Dre, but it would make sense though because he's like the biggest name that's on all of the people that's even though he doesn't look like him. As said, it's not going to be a direct thing about him. Yeah, yeah, Josh, just like that, just like 8 Mile, but in TV form. As you know, they took a lot of things from Eminem's life, but yet it wasn't Eminem. It was they took it and they spun it. Boardwalk Empire. Some people like my brother actually loves Boardwalk Empire all the way through. I made it through one season and then a couple episodes of the second, and I just couldn't do it no more. And I like mafia stuff. I like gangster mafia type TV shows. And that's one of the reasons why I like Get Shorty, because it's mafia, but it's like half comedy, half gangsters. But Boardwalk Empire, it depends on how you feel. Mad Men was trash to you. I actually made it through a couple seasons, like 3 seasons of Mad Men. It the thing about Mad Men, I can't I just can't sit up and listen to white people talk about their issues of what they got when they obviously are running everything in this show. You feel me? Like, and I understand people have their issues and stuff, but Mad Men in particular, like these people, this is the main character in Mad Men is a balling out of control middle-aged white guy with all of these women throwing themselves at him, but yet he got his own personal issues that he's fighting with. Like the world is yours, bro, and I'm not trying to hear you talk about your problems. Uh, But I mean, there was some elements of Mad Men that was cool though, like the whole con man status, like he was the best salesman of advertisement because he was a con man, and that's all they do at advertising is con you into paying them money for things that they just out of their ass. Like that was cool. I like that aspect because that's real life. A lot of these advertising agencies are just like that. Like they'll sell you on an idea, and the idea really ain't too much of nothing, and it ain't like the highest quality. But yet, people will put a whole bunch of money into these advertisement agencies to do that. And speaking of advertisement, did you guys see that Cardi B is starting to advertise a female sex pill, in which is called the Pink Pussycat, and she randomly mentioned this pink pill called the Pink Pussycat to her followers, and all of them went out and bought it. Like they saw an immediate surge in these sales. Over 1 million pills were sold because Cardi B said it. And because of that, they went on ahead and inked up a deal with her to promote the joint. Which, hey, that's cool. I mean, I'm okay with her getting money and finding a different way to expand her brand, but ain't that kind of sad to see that anything that this chick says, these chicks are going to go ahead and do it, just jump. Like if she came out and say jump off a cliff, will they actually do it? Because I mean, who's to say that there's no health issues that's going to come across with these female sex pills? Because whenever you see the Viagra pills and the commercials and you see the side effects pull up, like I'm sure they haven't seen the side effects yet for these pills. And for them to just take it because Cardi B said, have you guys attempted one of these pills yet? Tell me how you feel about it. Ain't that just sad? Like, how many of her followers are actual sheep? And I understand that Cardi B is like, she's who a whole generation now is somewhat looking up to because she's one of the hottest in the game and how she came up to the whole love and hip hop and all that, which the culture has been watching religiously. So they love everything Cardi B does, even as the things that she's done in her life that Nicki Minaj has been pulling up said you've been pretty crappy of an individual, but yet they're all going to sit up and do anything that she does, anything that she says, anything that she wills. It's now the hot thing to do. Uh, Influential artists abandon hip hop once they get the bag, all of the cash. What up, Fly TV? And I feel you. Like people, like it's that's all but the fundamental design of the game, though, because like we're not the ones in control of it. You feel me? Like it's the record labels designed it so once you get to a so plateau of hip hop, you have to go somewhere else in order to continue your progression. You feel me? Like they cap the ultimate success of hip hop artists. So I'm not mad at anybody going out there to do what they need to do to continue to be successful. But at the end of the day, you should always hold hip hop dear to your heart if hip hop is the one that puts you on. Mm. And speaking of promotion, though, as that's what Cody B's been is doing and all of this, man. But speaking of promotion, did you guys hear about for Halloween? You'll probably see a bunch of little kids dressed up as who is it? Post Malone and Takashi 69, and it's really because they went on and got deals with uh Halloween like companies and stuff where they're going fake face tattoos for little kids and to put like the 6ix9ine and the barbed wire and all of that stuff on their faces. And then I'm sure the Takashi 6ix9ine is gonna come with a colorful wig and all of this stuff, dude. And if any little kids come looking like Takashi 6ix9ine in my hood, I'll probably slap that kid, bro. Like just for the fact that I would slap Takashi if he pulled up. Like, but nah, I'm just playing. I love I wouldn't be mad at the kids, you feel me? Like, but I feel as though this is genius though, on the real, because I mean, hip hop is all but WWE anyway. So why not take full control over your persona that you have? If you dressing ridiculous, then all you got to do is roll out with a Halloween company, man, for props, and you'll make a killing. Like that's something that who was it, Riff Raff or whatever the fuck, whoever he before he retired, quote unquote, something that he should have done at the height of his fame because he always looked retarded, no matter what he wore. And I'm sure people would have dressed like him if they just had the kit to do so. Like it's funny, and I know I'm laughing at it, but at the end of the day, I can't be mad at this business move. They going to get clapped in the West. For real, like you don't want to get mistaken for Takashi 69 right now. Like that whole it's not a good idea to be dressing like him because people don't might not know him from a can of paint, but yet they know the persona and run up on you, especially in the West Coast, especially in Chicago. Like you shouldn't be doing that. Like, but honestly, like Kanye should be doing this right now. Like he should honestly be selling that from the video with Little Pump when he's dressing like the Roblox and all of that. Kanye should have that. That should be for sale right now. Halloween. I want to see 50 and Buster settle their differences in a Hell in a Cell. Him and MGK and ladder match. Now, that would be a fight that I would like to see though. Like on the real, because both 50 and Buster is like swole like that. Like I don't think a Hell in a Cell could actually hold them if they was to fight. M and MGK, that would be like a cruiserweight, a cruiserweight mid card fight, bruh. Like that wouldn't even be entertaining. Like oh, on the real, dude. Like I really could not sit up and watch it. Like it would be funny. That would be about it. Oh, what else? What else we talking about today? Oh, Buster ain't swole no more. I guess all the steroids done wore off on him, huh? Which that makes it makes sense. Like I'm kind of glad though if he ain't because all of them from Buster to Dr. Dre, like there was a whole ring of them that was taking steroids to get swole because uh hey man, they trying to make it seem like sex sells all the way and they want to sell like muscle bound dudes and all of this stuff. But all of that man will all of that steroid usage and all of that man that'll end up killing you, man. Make all your bones brittle and like there's no positive effects to it just so you can have muscles. Like ain't nothing wrong with being skinny, but it is what it is. Did y'all know that today was T.I.'s birthday? T.I. and Will Smith. Happy birthday to them dudes. I know they not gonna watch this, but happy birthday to them. And Twitter started to run wild on T.I. for T.I.'s birthday. Like the hashtag that started going viral is talk like T.I. And people was making up all kinds of scenarios where T.I. would come in and say something and use like the most outrageous vocabulary possible, outrageously ridiculous and unnecessary. Ah, and it was hilarious, bro. Like, if you got a chance, go ahead and search that joint. But they legends, man. And for Will Smith's, I think is it Will Smith's 50th birthday today? He decided to jump into the Grand Canyon. Yeah, yes. And he did it. I sat up and watched it. I watched it before I went online, man. And I mean, do anybody follow Will Smith on Instagram and on Twitter and all of that stuff? Like, he's maybe one of the most entertaining dudes out there right now, just being a dad and talking about his life and just doing random things. Like, he recently had a post where he had Jada. Jada was dressed in something ridiculous that she went outside with, and and Will was like, "We really doing this? Is this really what it is? Like, you looking like Gandalf?" Like, Will, I love Will Smith. Like, I was never one for Will Smith's music, especially his rap albums outside of Summertime. But how he is right now, as far as the father of hip hop, like, I definitely enjoy it. It's genius. And yes, he's definitely doing the DJ Khaled route way better than what DJ Khaled does. Because I mean, DJ Khaled is great at self-producing himself, self-promoting himself, and doing all kinds of things. But yet, DJ Khaled feels forced. While Will Smith being himself and living his life, and it just so happens that his life is the most hilarious life. Yeah, yeah. Will's older music was good, but it doesn't like it was classic music, but yet he kept with the whole kids persona, not kids persona, but yet kid friendly persona instead of doing him. Instead of like I lean more towards mature content. You feel me? Like the kid content, that's cool. I'll sit up and watch it with my nephews and all of that, and I'll have fun with it. But yet, it's just like when Dr. Dre dissed Jermaine Dupri when he said, "I sold millions of records, and you sold all of your records to little kids." And that may not have been the greatest diss ever, but those facts all but does discredit Jermaine Dupri and his career that he's been doing consistently. It took me a second to understand what you meant by that, Sean, but that's funny as hell. Oh. Sir, DJ Khaled is one rub away from going back into his land. Oh, oh man. But what else? What else I wanted to talk about today? Uh, I wanted to talk about Lil Durk. What do you guys think about Spotify letting artists upload music directly without going through a label? I mean, it's necessary. Like the world of music right now, everything is going. What exactly does a label do? You feel me? Like all labels really do is put up the money so things can happen. But yet, when it comes to promotion, most of these artists already got the fan bases that they're trying to deal with. That's the only way that they'll sign you is if you already are known on Instagram. There are sure industry plants that they'll try to promote up. Uh, yeah, Lil Durk ain't amazing. He's honestly one of the best to come out of Chicago though. Like for the new age of music, you feel me? But that just goes to show you that Chicago music as a whole, well, at least the commercial Chicago drill music isn't very good. But yet Durk is one of the better ones to come out. But yet what Lil Durk said in an interview recently well, it wasn't even an interview. I think it was just a tweet or something. He said that it was Def Jam that held back his career to being anything. Like they pretty much just held on to him and didn't promote him and didn't really do anything with him. And I feel him on that because that's the same exact thing that Def Jam did to Big Crit. See, and this is the thing that kills me about these major record labels. Like, why are you signing somebody if you don't already have a plan in place? You feel me? Like, they sign them because they're a talent or because they're already notable, but yet they have no idea what they're going to do with them. They just wanted to take them off the market so that they can figure it out later on. And that ruins entire careers by them doing that. And that's why if anybody ever is considering signing to any label, the first question you got to ask these people is what exactly do you have in mind? How exactly are you going to push me? Like, I need to know the plan that you have in place for me to have success. Like, I cannot just be on your label. Yeah. Ah, shit. Uh, uh, you think Cat Williams was hating the other week? Uh, to a degree, yeah. Cat Williams was hating. Like, I mean, once he started throwing the names of other comedians out there and throwing shade on them, because I mean, we're entitled to our own opinions of who's a good comedian and who's bad and all of this stuff. But yet he went completely out of his way to knock people. But I mean, it wasn't all hating though. Like some of it was facts. Yes, Sean, some of it was facts. But yet I ain't gonna say all of it was facts. Like he didn't have to go at Tiffany Haddish like he did. And I don't even think Tiffany Haddish is funny myself. You feel me? But yet she did have a shining moment in that movie and she is doing her thing. Like there's no point in trying to sabotage her or try to speak out against her right now as she's climbing up trying to do a thing. Like how Kevin Hart said, man, directed all to him, which he probably should have did that. But yet, I mean, and I like all of the comedians that was here. Like I even like Rel. He was talking bad about Rel, and the TV show that Rel got, the first episode was actually kind of decent. Like Sinbad still got it, and I enjoyed that joint. Uh, but I mean, Cat Williams tried to deliver some real talk, and some of it was real talk. Some of it can be perceived as hating. It is what it is, and he gonna just keep it pushing. Now, how Kevin Hart came back at him, he was spitting some real talk too. But then Kevin Hart was dry snitching and hating himself when he started talking about how Cat Williams is on drugs, which is why he lost his ability to be on top of the game. Like that was shady for him to say that. I understand he's defending his people that he's been trying to build up and trying to help out with Tiffany Haddish doing this Tiffany Haddish movie and stuff with him, and they both together been on this promotional tour. I understand you defending them, but that was bad. Only thing Tiffany got is hood ratchetness. ratchetness. I did see like a special from Tiffany Haddish, and it wasn't even all that funny. Uh, like, and I think like America loves a good hood rat to make fun of black people, so she's getting her time to shine with it. But she did have some moments within her movie that black culture respected. So, maybe she'll continue to grow as, she need to get better writers and do better with her comedy. Like as much as people, you know, diss ghostwriting and all that stuff, man, a lot of comedians get jokes from other comedians. And she can do that too. She just need to continue to build her team. Like Kevin Hart is one of the most hilarious people out here, dude. And he gets a lot of his jokes from other people from his team that he got within. Leslie Jones is not funny to me. Like I can't even stand her on Saturday Night Live. And I mean, honestly, I just got back to Saturday Night Live because what the news anchors that do the comedies and all of that, man. Like I like the news anchors and Keenan Thompson. I like Keenan Thompson. He continued like when he started doing the Big Baller Brand interpretation, like that was hilarious. What up? What up, dog? Enigma. And I feel you. Well, Kevin Hart is funny though. Nah, I can't. I can't say Michael Blacksman is funnier than Kevin Hart, bro. Like Michael Blackson, he he got the mother sucker and the black African like comedy, in which it's funny to a degree, but it's become tired. Like he doesn't have anything else. He's like a one trick pony that should have evolved or should be more right now. And I mean, that's why there's levels to this comedy, dude. Like when you sit up and watch a Dave Chappelle comedy special, you see how all of the jokes and everything that he's saying, it all is connected amongst itself. And you're getting a greater scheme. Like you're getting his thoughts in all jokes, but you're getting his thoughts and he's actually telling you stuff. Like it's what makes him into one of the best comedians to ever do it, even though he's over the hill, but yet he's still dope though. You've never gotten anything like that from Michael Blacksman because he's just one liner along the same line and he just keep running the whole I'm an African in down your throat until he's not making any more money off of it. He's a pretty good roaster. I'm not gonna front on him. Man, Kevin Hart is hilarious at moments. Yeah, Gary Owens is trash. Like, I mean, I actually have been going back and listening to a bunch of the older comedians and stuff. Like, what's the name of the white comedian that died? He always spoke real fast. Uh, damn. Uh, he was an old white dude who was balding, and like all of his comedy was like super serious, and like he would just make a mockery of stuff all the time. Like he was amazing. But I just started going back listening to his comedy stuff. Like it's always good to go back. Like I actually just watched the new Eddie, not just, but it was like a couple months ago. I watched an Eddie Griffin comedy special. Now Eddie Griffin is one of the funniest motherfuckers alive. I don't care what anybody got to say. It it doesn't matter how old he's gotten. He's still like the funniest dude to because he's just so fucking real with it. And it's just he's real and he's super ignorant, but he's by far funnier than most of these. I would say he's funnier than Kevin Hart. He's funnier than Michael Blackson. He's funnier than all these dudes. Maybe not Chappelle, because Chappelle is gonna be Chappelle. Steve Harvey. Oh, Steve Harvey's a comedian? I thought he was just the Family Feud. Well, I mean, Steve Harvey, like, he's just a good commentator. You feel me? Like, especially when it came to the Kings of Comedy, all he was good for was introducing people way back then. I don't know, bro. Like, all Steve Harvey did on the Kings of Comedy was stand in the way of the ones who was about to go in. That's all he did. Just like what's his name? Cedric the Entertainer. Cedric the Entertainer, way funnier than Steve Harvey ever was. But yet, Steve latched on to Cedric. And I'm not gonna say he held him back or anything, but there's been shows and things that Steve Harvey was always just in the way. Like, you remember when they both did the BET Awards? And every time that Cedric the Entertainer started getting people laughing and stuff, then here comes Steve Harvey messing it up. Yes, Lavelle Crawford is hilarious. He should have gotten like way bigger, not to pun, not a pun there, but he should have been way more successful, way more seen. But yet he's still a legend in my eyes. Lavelle Crawford, man. Like, when I first saw Lavelle on like, you remember when BET had comedy shows and all of that stuff? Like late nights, yeah, it'd be like late nights, they'll just randomly show Comic View. Comic View, dude, that's the first time I saw Lavelle Crawford, dude, and he had me on the floor, man. Like, Lavelle is amazing comedian, bro. Hannibal Buress is trash. His only claim to fame is snitching on Cosby. Jamie Foxx is amazing. Jamie Foxx will roast anybody too. Like, is Jamie Foxx was dope, bro. It's just messed up that Kevin Hart got him like that. Hannibal Buress is the first person who said that Bill Cosby was drugging women way back in the day, randomly. And then from there, all of the white networks picked up on it, in which you notice, like, it was all designed. Like, because the guy is not funny. He's never been funny his entire career. So for him to just randomly say something about Bill Cosby, and it wasn't even a joke, on a comedy stage, and then all of a sudden it becomes a big news focus to the point that now we see Bill Cosby going to jail for life, 3 years to 10 years, which is life for an elderly man that's already down bad. Like, it was obviously like somebody financed Hannibal Buress. Yeah, somebody put money on him to say that, so that they can take the money and bring Cosby down, because it couldn't come from a white person. Like, Cosby was so solidified at that point as an individual that white people coming at him like that, it would be perceived as racism. But this is how the powers that be operate. You feel me? They'll go ahead and pay a black coon, which is Hannibal. They'll pay a black coon to say something so that they don't have to say it. Facts. Oh yeah, but Sean, I did want to tell you, I did watch one of them podcasts for the Criminal Minds. Is it Criminal Minds? Like, I watched one of them, and which I like the way that they do that joint. It's how they just get a whole bunch of photos and make like a collage of it. Well, not a collage, but they just show all of the photos of whatever topic that they're talking about. Thought crimes, yeah. In which now my thing is, I probably won't be a fan. Carter 5 release date is this Thursday, the 27th, because it's Lil Wayne's birthday. It was supposed to like the internet was going wild saying that it was like last, but I was sitting up waiting for it and it never materialized. And Lil Wayne came out with a video today. I think it came out tonight. Him saying, uh, him saying specifically, like I understand that there was a whole bunch of misunderstanding happened, but the card is dropping for his birthday. So with it coming from his mouth, I believe it. Uh, but yeah, so I like how they pieced it together. Now, the way that they present themselves, though, like the male who he's trying to sound angry all the time. Like he sounds like he's trying to be like DMX, bro, but a different type of DMX. Like I really just don't like the way that he perceives himself. Now, the points of views, I like I like the diversity of the points of views, but it's not getting it's not getting portrayed, it's not getting put out there as well as I would hope. But not that bad. Like it's really not that bad of a podcast. I see why they're successful like they're successful. Uh see, Wayne is another one of these dudes that I feel is over the hill. Man, his Little Wayne is one of these dudes that's a little bit over the hill. You feel me? So I'm not that excited for the album, but yet I'm a peep it, and I hope that it's good. But as far as Free DMX, let him stay in jail. And I don't want to wish jail on nobody, but there's certain individuals that jail will save their life, just like with Mac Miller. If the police did their job and went on ahead and locked up Mac Miller after he did what after he crashed his car and he was having like a breakdown and all that, maybe Mac Miller would still be alive to this day. We don't know. Like, but DM he need jail to just stay alive so he can get himself back right. Let me fly or give me death. True, DMX need to get away from them pills and that cane. He does. On the real. I don't want to see DMX die. On the real. At least not until he's old. I don't think he has anything more musically that he can bring to this world, but yet I'm sure he can find something to do outside of getting high. You feel me? He's a legend. Got great albums. Well, one great album and some good songs over his career. So, did you check for Undisputed? You mean Undisputed the Dog as Hell is Hot, man? Like no other album came close to Dog as Hell is Hot. Even though I like Grand Champ. Grand Champ was cool. Uh, but Flesh of My Flesh was I like people give that way more credit than what it deserves. Great Depression was cool. It was cool. I bought the Great Depression actually, but it kind of died on me after a year. Like DMX got Dark as Hell is Hot. That's pretty much it. Outside of that, some good songs. I don't know, bro. No, and then the X was garbage. Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. All my niggas get down like what? That was hot, but not the album though. Boom, boom, boom. Open the door. ATF. Neighbor got down on stores to tell. Hit the basement. Go through the replacement door. Came up through my neighbor's yard with a taste for war. You know, I laced before with the hollows. I can't even remember the lyrics, man. But that X album was fire, bro. Like, eh, slipping. Slipping wasn't even one of my favorite songs off the album. What are your thoughts on the My thoughts on the Coda 5, which has yet to come out yet, is that Lil Wayne is over the hill. And, it's all of the songs that somewhat led up to it was from a while ago that we really forgot about. Some of them was pretty straight. It was leading to the album sounding like it could be one of the better Carters. Not the best, which is that's the Carter one in my eyes. I'm sure other people like the Carter two, some like the Carter three, Carter one for me, but I think this one has the potential to be as good as maybe the Carter three. It's definitely going to be better than the Carter four, just based off the songs that was leading up to it. But I ain't got that much high hopes. I don't have the highest of hopes for it. If it's better than the Carter four, I'll be okay. Nah, bro. Tupac got more than one good album. Man, his double disc album is a hot album. Hot that you could consider those as two albums. Tupac was that dude for a reason, brother. I don't know, cause I like being against the world, man. But when he popped up with Dre, all eyes on me. I don't know, bro. Like, I mean, there was some filler in All Eyes on Me, but not as much as. Well, yeah, maybe you got a little something on that. Maybe you got to a degree. All Eyes on Me did have some fillers to the. Mm, was Biggie's double disc better? I don't think so. I mean, I think culturally, Biggie's hit harder. But I mean, uh that's all but a coin toss. And we already spoke about that whole bizarre track on Joe Button, Christopher. But to sum it up, Bizarre's garbage. He's always been garbage. He's just the trash can out there in the streets that they refuse to pick up. You feel me? That's pretty much my thoughts on Bizarre. Hey, Notorious Thugs was a hit. Sky's the Limit is a hit. What was it? Haters was a hit too. I always like Player Haters with Puffy and Big singing. Like that always was enjoyable. Ah, man, it's 1:30 in the morning, yo. Y'all got any more questions? Cause I'm about to get up out of here. Oh, the hurricane, man. The hurricane that hit, man, it didn't even hit us that hard, dude. Like I had uh I had power the whole way. I sat up and watched Atlanta season one and season two. I sat up and watched season one and season two of Snowfall. I sat up and watched the Ozark. I sat up and watched. I enjoyed it to the point that I wished that I didn't have to get back to normal life. You feel me? The hurricane wasn't nothing but being able to sit up and eat and drink and just chill. I didn't watch the drink champs. Like, why is people still trying to get Ja Rule on stuff? That's it's like that Dave Chappelle comedy special was like what is Ja Rule thinking about this at this moment? We need Ja Rule's input. Like, why do we need Ja Rule's input on anything? What up, gamer anime fan? Yeah, you're a little late, man. We've been at this for an hour, 20 minutes, and I'm about to get off right now. What was the hype on cannabis back then? Cannabis was a lyricist that the underground pretty much represented. You feel me? Like he was the personification of underground hip hop. And he had like his moments in the shine. It's just sad that he let a guy like LL Cool J get the better of him. And I know a lot of people may not consider that LL got the best of him, but in the lexicon of hip hop, most people consider LL gave cannabis that work. But I mean, in my eyes, the thing that sabotaged everything that cannabis did in his career, that I lost most of respect for him for, was when he signed up to do the freestyle battle and he came with the pen and the pad. Do y'all remember that? Y'all remember he had the pad in the rap battle, said, and he got booed. And he stopped like, "Do y'all niggas want to hear this shit? Do y'all niggas want to hear this shit? Then shut the fuck up." Oh, oh, that that is like maybe one of the most infamous moments in all of battle rap. That'll probably go down forever. Bro, you got to look it up. Like he was so serious that he brought out the pen and the pad. At a battle fucking rap when this is the rules. You memorize like it's unwritten rules, but the rules are you're supposed to freestyle battle. You're not supposed to have a pen and a pad and read anything. It's supposed to be the art. That's what I like about freestyle battles. Like it's the art of memorizing and delivering it with enthusiasm to demolish your opponent in front of crowds poetically. Like even if like they try to make it seem like you got a freestyle off the top of your head, no, you be prepared for your battle. You memorize and you rap it because if you can't convince the people the passion that you have, then the people aren't going to rock with it. And the only way for that is for you to go ahead and spit that from the soul. But if people see you on a piece of paper reading it, how are they going to rock with you? Said that hurts when you saw that. Yeah, I mean, it didn't hurt me because I wasn't all that invested in cannabis. No, you good, gamer anime fan, man. Because as soon as we get off of this, then you can just watch the retelecast. Like you just gotta click on it, you'll see it from the top. But I'm sure all of the cannabis fans out there was hurt. But Everybody else was laughing. That was some comedy that the hood needed, that the game needed in the grand scheme of things. Ja still throwing shots at 50. I just wish that that whole beef would just go away. But Ja is was I understand because 50 came in and took away his complete street rep, took away his entire career, took away pretty much everything that he was built on just out of some pure spite because he could type stuff because we all know how petty 50 is. So I can't be mad that Ja takes it to heart to this day, even when he's saying, I got the paperwork of 50 Cent snitching. I I beat him up. You could see it. He put charges on me because I assaulted him. I got all of this, and y'all are just not listening to me. I understand the frustration that you would have for someone who did that, and just because he was the hottest rapper in the game, he got away with it. But there comes a point where you just gotta let it go and try to rebuild, bro. Oh man. 50 Cent is a blogger. X is in jail. Jay is somewhere's Waldo. Nas is lazy chasing Barbies. Man, let the 90s go, dude. Like, these dudes shouldn't be having to rap and hold down the rap culture for what? What, the 18 plus the 9? Like, for 28 years? You expect these people to hold down the culture for 28 years? There's a time limit that everybody got, man. And this game is obviously built for the youngins, but there's good youngins that's out there that can deliver quality music. You feel me? Like let the new generation do them. I mean, how long do you want them to bridge this gap? Man, they would have to be bridging the gap as long as Queensbridge. Like, I mean, Jay honestly is the one who did the most work of actually trying to bridge this gap by giving us someone like J. Cole, by giving us people like Kanye. The bridge is open. But at the end of the day, it's time for Kanye and Cole to be putting on the next. They're the ones who should be bridging the gap more than the legends. And I mean, they trying, but hitting. I mean, Cole got his roster, and some of them are good. Like I like what Jid is doing right now, but he's trying to make them do what he did, and pretty much no promotion and just getting pushed out there to listen to your own core fan base to make money instead of pushing everything. Kanye is just going completely off the reservation. He's still trying to do stuff, but it's not working. Uh, I guess when you say Nas, he's he's somewhat helping put Dave East out there full frontal, which that's cool. I like Dave East. Dave East does his thing, but he's not delivering classics or anything like that. Like these guys needed to help bridge the gap to this next generation, and for whatever reason, the artists ain't really hitting like that, and the people that are getting on are coming from the labels, and labels don't care about the legacy of quality music. So they're just putting on whoever's popular, whoever they can hit over the head for the paper, and whatever trash music they can, it is what it is. So there's really just got to be like the next great artist has to come out on his own. And I mean, really for right now, it's still Kendrick and Cole, and they still. I think I think Kendrick still has time of being where he's at, being on top as being the one. But he's going to have to pass the baton eventually as well. Who he passes it to, who knows? But hopefully, but I think somebody is really just going to come out of nowhere and be that dominant and bring and be able to bridge the gap between this day and age of drug addicted trap music that's whack and quality music, and they're going to be standing on their own. Like it's going to take that. But as far as all of the 90s dudes, man, let them go, dude. Like the game has moved on. How long did you really expect them to stay here? But that's it for me tonight, fellas. I actually got to clean up after this party that we had for my mom's for her birthday. And I'm going to try to chill out for a second. So y'all be easy, man. Holla at y'all tomorrow. We'll see whatever drops. Maybe I'll get to an album or something that I missed. Maybe something new dope will happen. But we'll see. In a minute, fellas.